I'm back. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be a part of the Level Up Summit. I got a new dance with it now. It's called the Level Up Summit. And we have some amazing speakers from all over the world that has been tuning in, jumping on with Talks with Coach Nikki ZEIGLER. Want to give a shout out to our visionary, Karen Cherry, for allowing me this platform to meet some amazing women and men. I have this trailblazer on. I've actually had a sidebar conversation with her. I'm going to bring her to the forefront. I want to introduce to those and let you guys reintroduce herself to my new family. I'm gonna call her Coach Graham. I'm gonna call her
Well, you can call me Coach. Whatever you want to call me, Nikki, you may.
Yes, because I'm looking at this lady. She said she's had a consulting business for 50 years. We all know that she's a trailblazer. She live, laugh, love. She's 24/7, 7 days a week. She's available. She volunteer because she wants to leave a legacy for her family. This is amazing. So I'm just our conversation was everything to me, because I tell people all the time, we have to continually pour out and serve people. So I know, me listening to you and getting to know you, you have a servant heart. And that's hard to find. Good people who serve is hard to find. I think
there are a lot of us out there, Nikki. I think we're just now coming together, and the world is seeing us through people like you who have shows. And thank you for having me on today, because that's what Level Up's all about. We're all here to help each other. We're taking that next step ahead. And when we see someone on the forefront that is struggling and needs help, and I have been there, even though I've been in business 50 years, I can tell you the ups and downs of being an entrepreneur, being in business, working in the decades that I did with the type of clients I did. It's no different today than what I struggled with, 40 years ago. So Field Kit continues, but we're here now to help each other.
Wow. So, you're a part of Level Up Summit, which is going to be an amazing summit. By the way, guys, it is free. It's a free summit. And it's a whole lot of experts like this young lady here. 50 years? Oh my God, there's a lot of wisdom. I bet you saw a lot of things in them eyes.
I have. And yet, as I said, business is business. When you have a dream, you have an idea, the same steps haven't changed in 50 years. The same processes haven't changed. What has changed are the tools available. And in technology, I'm now going back, and I came out of technology and working, but behind the scenes, and making sure that as you as an end user, whatever product we were working with, you got to use and you knew how to use it. But today we have so much to learn. It's exciting for me to now jump on the bandwagon and learn from you and everyone else. But you're right. We all have the same steps to take in order for us to be successful. You can't really leave a step out. And that's why, for what I do, business modeling, writing a business model for whatever you do in life, personal, write a plan every day for what you need to do. If you're doing a list, you're doing a plan. But those kinds of tools, along with technology, with online, and even with print, we still need to keep up and figure out how to make it work. Because what I'm finding is young business owners today are going through the same steps that we did. Pay Peter to rob Paul. Where do I get the money? What's the investment? How do I make it work? I don't have any money. You were talking about branding and marketing. Well, it doesn't matter what you sell, yourself, a book, a product, a service. You need to invest and put that money into as part of your budget. And people don't. So life hasn't changed a whole lot. We're just redoing the same thing over and over again.
Wow. So you say you started a consulting business at 21. What kind of consulting business was this?
Well, I actually started my first company when I was 10. I started a babysitting service. And it was only because there were families in my neighborhood who had young kids. And they asked me to babysit. And I said, yes, my parents gave me permission, and I started babysitting. And this wasn't family members. These were my neighbors who wanted, someone they could trust to watch their child. When I was in college, I started another company, which is where I started first consulting. And my first client happened to be someone from Mary Kay who wanted me to teach her reps about scars, because I wore a lot of scars, and how to use them. So that was my first, I think I was paid $10 to do an hour presentation, but that was when I first started. I've always been that way. Even through high school, I served on state boards. I worked for social causes because I cared. And it's just kind of rolled over into life, and it's part of life. It's not a different part. It's just part of a priority list that I do every day.
Let's go ahead and give a shout out to Shauna. Shauna, good morning. Glad to have you on the live this morning. Mavis, I'm gonna tell you something, girl. I am a fan. We love you, Mavis. Anything, hopefully you and I connect real soon. I am definitely a fan of Mavis. We're just happy to have Miss Sher on here. I'm happy to have you here. I know you have so much knowledge that you want to tell us, especially at the Level Up Summit. I know it's going to be great. I know it's going to be amazing. Want to give a shout out to Miss Yolanda. Thank you for tuning in. Love me some. Oh, she said she love you. Oh, look at that. Look at the love. Love me some Sher Graham, one of our Might Walk Past Hell co-authors. You're okay, so you're a co-author as well. Look, listen, this lady got so much going on, y'all. I wrote down everything. She's an author. She does PR. She does. Listen, let me tell you something. She is a true trailblazer, and she's terrible. But I am so, when she started, I was just like, I'm just writing stuff like, oh my God, this is a lot of stuff. We need that though. We need that knowledge from you. So you told me about the 3 Ps. Can you tell us what is it about? Because it's going to be good.
Oh, absolutely. The 3 PRs of life are what I'm talking about. And the formula for being successful in the 3 PRs is this 2 C's. So the formula is C plus C equals PR cubed. And what that means is that confidence plus communication equals the 3 PRs. And the 3 PRs are your personal life, your personal relations. That means relationship with yourself, which is where we all start. Next one is your professional relationships. And the third are your public relationships. But to bring all that together, it is the confidence that we all must have and communication. Without communication, you can have all the confidence in the world. If you're not able to communicate how you feel to yourself, if you're using negative self-talk instead of positive self-talk, you're not listening to what you're saying to yourself, that transcends into what others see and learn about you. So that's the formula.
Look who's on here now. Look, we see you, Kern.
Hey, Kern. I have to give a shout out to Kern because over the last year, as I said, I've been struggling and making changes in my own life. And Kern, not only is a friend, but she gave me that boost, every day, every week that I needed until finally she was, she and Yolanda and Jerry also have been right there as my new tribe and helping me on this new comeback journey. So I am so excited. I can't tell you, I'm so excited to be part of this.
I'm gonna say, Level Up Summit gonna be something else, guys. Yes. Once again, guys, you gotta sign up. You gotta sign up. My viewers, sign up. It's free. It's absolutely free. It's going to be amazing. There's so many experts. Oh my God, so many people. I was just telling Alexis on the other interview, I was like, girl, our head's gonna be hurting. I got my notepad already ready. I'm ready to take out notes because I already know Kern always gonna pull one of the most greatest speakers in the world. And her stuff, everything she do has a spirit of excellence on it. So I'm excited about being a part of her team. She said, Sher Graham, glad that you're stepping out, sharing with the world. Yes, you got to share with the world. You got to share with the world. That's what
you're right. And for many years, most of those 50 years, I wrote stories for others. I work with my clients. You and I cross the same lines in terms of branding and public relations and promotion. And we step out, we write about them. But what I did, I stopped telling my story and sharing it, lost my confidence. And it is only within the last couple years that I found myself again. And I have to say that for many years, I walked an unauthentic line. It's wonderful when you can say, tell someone to do something or guide them through that. But when you're not following your walk and talk, you have no business being out there telling others what to do. It doesn't matter what you do as a business. If you're not following what you're saying to them they need to do. And for me, it's all about a healthy mindset. Mindset is so important. The importance of the community mindset is also something to look at. But I wasn't walking my talk. And I'm 69 years old. I was 68 last year, right before my 69th birthday, when I found who I was. I met myself again. Because I went back and I looked at 40 some years of what I'd accomplished.
Right.
We have to do that. I was young, promoted myself to my local newspaper, got in the newspaper all the time. But guess who wrote the press releases? I did. I sent them out, sent my photos out, and we have to keep doing that. But I lost sight of that. And Nikki, all I can tell people is, you got to walk your talk. And I wasn't. And when I look back on who I know, what I've done, all the successes across the country, it doesn't really matter anymore, because today I'm not that person. I can say I did this, been there, done that, love it. I have a black book of high-end profile clients and friends. But you know what? If they're not honest and they're not authentic, then we're not doing each other any good.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I found, that the 3 PRs of our life, of my life, relates to everybody else's.
Are you authentic? Are you authentic? That's something to think about, though. You've helped me today. You have helped me. Like Yolanda say, it's your time to shine. You got to do it. She's saying it's your time. It's your time. Because so many people lack knowledge. And God has put you in this position where you can bless us. You can help us to learn from the best of the best. I had a chance to Google you, and I was like, okay, she's serious. Okay, she's a major piece. And sometimes you have to find out who you are so you can, this lifetime journey, you're able to, important to people like us who can do better in life because of your wisdom and your correction. So I'm all for it. Give us some peas, give us what we need so we can eat and live a happy, how you say you live a life of laugh, life of love, laugh, and live life, love, laugh. So I want to do the same thing you're doing.
Well, here are a few activities that are some things that we can do, that everybody can do, to make sure that they are authentic. And that is breathing. Now, I'm wearing a mask today. I'm wearing a mask because we had some technical difficulties here in my office, so I'm wearing a mask. But understand that the air we are given by God, Mother Earth, Father Sky, whatever we call a higher power, is what we breathe. And what we put into our body comes from breath as well. Not just from eating, but from what we breathe. And when air is not pure, I have chemical toxicity sensitivities. So I'm really aware of what's in my environment. But know what you're breathing. But just breathe in and out. So take that breath in and then let it out wholeheartedly. And do it so that you can laugh. See, you're laughing at the end of it. One of the items that I'm a co-chair for the Gulf Coast Mental Health Coalition. And when we first started 5 years ago, we created what we call a calm circle. And it's basically you take the things that kids use in the pool and you cut them into circles. But I have 3 words that can create calm, and that is breathe, smile, and laugh. And Nikki, you just did that. So you just did. And you are the end result of what I always tell people to do. I even have a sign in my yard. So when people go by, they see my sign that says breathe, smile, and laugh. And it's just a reminder that if we do those simple things, guess what? Our whole life takes a whole different perspective. Now, a colleague, Mel Robbins, who's a known psychologist, uses a 5-second rule. And that is, she says, if you are hearing yourself say something or you feel a trigger coming on and you can identify it, you stop and you count backward.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That gives your brain enough time to redirect the energy or a word or a phrase. So small things that we can do are going to impact our confidence, our ability to communicate, because nothing is more frustrating than not being able to communicate. But understand what you say to yourself will come out in conversations that you have with other people.
Wow.
So that leads us to the second PR, the professional relations.
Right.
It is so critical. It's not just what you look like. Now that's important, but it's not just what you look like. It's what you say, and then it's what you do. And that's where words plus action, and action need to be authentic. So I always say it's words plus authentic action. I know, and I think we all have to say things that we don't mean. When someone asks you, "How are you?" I don't use that anymore, but that's a standard question. And the response could be, I don't know. That's negative. Or it's, "I'm great," when you really aren't great. But or you say, "You really don't want to know." Well, you're right, because many times people who ask that question,
they really don't
want to know. Really don't want to know.
They're trying to get to that point of what question they got to ask you next, or I'm checking on this or checking on that, so they just ask that question just to be courteous. So they don't care about how you feel.
No, that's exactly right. So I turned that around and now I ask, "How is it that I may help you?" Because every day I meet someone that I can ask that question to. Might be someone in the grocery line, could be someone in the store or at the gas station. But and even on the telephone, when you get that person from your local utility company or the cell phone company or Domino's or any company that you may not have a relationship with, turn that around, because they're doing a job. Respect them and ask them how their day is. You would be surprised how many people will say, "Nobody's ever asked me that."
Right.
And they don't know how to respond. You now have a rapport. And you built that because you took the time to serve someone else. Again, though, ask yourself that. How do I feel? And then tell yourself how you feel.
That's
Go
right.
stand in the mirror and talk to yourself.
That's right. This right here has been a lot. A lot of knowledge. And you're right. That's a lot. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good a lot. It's a good a lot.
But and you're laughing, and see, that's just the joy of that's an authentic laughter. And thank you for laughing, because I think that is so wonderful. I love to laugh.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And things like laughing yoga. There are so many things that you can do that are on YouTube or online, or people can call me or send me a text message, and I take the time and answer my phone and walk them through that, because that's just who I am.
You have a servant's heart. That's good.
It's what God gave me when I was born. I think when I came into this world, He knew what my journey was going to be. He really did. And He knew the obstacles and the opportunities, but He also gave me something called empath. I learned at an early age that I had these empathic abilities. It was later on in life when I realized that one of my great aunts was also an empath. But she never shared that with me. She died when I was very young, but it was through other family members that I found out that she was an empath. And she's with me today as one of my spirit guides. But being an empath has really helped. There were days when I chose not to be an empath and I ignored God. God was still there, but I didn't use Him as that CEO of my company, the CEO of my life. It was more about, I can do it. Because when I started my company after college, I carried on what I was doing. And I can tell you the choices I made were poor. The people that I surrounded myself with were not there to support me, both personally and professionally. And it took me many decades That's why I'm saying today, I found myself at 68, and I'm so happy that it's taken me this time. Yes, it's so long, but I'm found again. And this is who I am today. And there are days that I laugh when things don't go right, like 15 years ago when I signed in, it wasn't good. But you just have to say, okay, God, now what?
Now what you do?
Yeah. And that's exactly what he did. He said, go grab your mask and click on. And that's what I did. So you have to look at it in a different perspective.
Kern said Dr. George C. Frazier is 75, and Les Brad says, don't reach your prime until 70 years old. You don't even get it started until 60. Your peak is in your 80s.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Oh, it is. I had an uncle, great uncle, who used to tell me every decade was better. So when I turned a new decade, and he told me when I was 21, that was the first time he said, Uncle Sam told me that every decade is better than the one before. So every 10 years, then he would come back and say, well, how was your decade? And now this decade is going to be different. It's going to be better. Wow. And again, he's not in my life. He has passed, transitioned on. But I remember that because he's right.
Wow.
Every decade gives us new opportunity. Now, we can change who we are every second of the day. You make a bad decision at 12:05, at 12:06, turn around, and you can change that decision. So that brings us to the third PR, which is public relations.
Right.
And public relations is that part of who we have become now that we've talked to ourselves. We have a profession, whether we're just volunteering, we're a parent. Everything we do has value. And that's something people need to understand, that no matter what you do in life, you are awesome, you are valuable. Okay. And so the third PR is how your public sees you, your friends, your family, anyone, people on the street, people you don't know. And if you take care of yourself first, because taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's actually selfless, because you're setting precedents and saying to everyone, I am important. Wow. I am of value. And if I value me, then you're teaching them how to value you as well and set that boundary. So that is my algebraic equation and my formula for the 3 PRs of life.
Well, I can hear you talk all day. It's so much knowledge, it's so much wisdom that's coming through the, through the airways. And it's like, man, I mean, it is so important to be authentic. This is what I learned today by listening to you talk. You are valuable. You are valuable. You got to be real with yourself. You got to learn how to breathe. You got to learn how to laugh. You got to learn how to smile. And you got to take charge of yourself.
Yay! Yay! You got it. All right. Yay!
Watch this. We've been interviewing for 23 minutes. If I've learned all that doing my 23 interview with her, just imagine how the level up is going to be. It is going to be fire. If anybody on this live in comments, I want you to put fire all over there. The little emoji fire all down on this conversation, because it's going to be fire. It's free. The Level Up Summit is going to be free. She has so many amazing speakers like Miss Sher right here. Just spit nuggets, all kind of nuggets. I mean, my papers. I just went here and got a cloth, and I'm on like two. I'm just writing stuff down because it's like you're pouring out to people who need that knowledge. We need there you go, Veronica. Veronica putting the fire on there. That's right. That's
all right.
And then Shannon said, Dr. J described a great interview, Sher. So you got so many people on here supporting you. Keep going. You never know who's watching. You never know.
I'm going to cry. I don't cry, but boy, today I'm crying. So thank you. This has really been, it's been an honor. And Nikki, thank you so much for all that you're doing for Level Up Summit, because I'm like you. Yay! I can't wait because it's so exciting. And I have things I have to do to get ready. So this has been awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, You know where to follow. Can you tell them where's your social media handle so they can know where to follow you?
Oh, social media. I'm at www.shergraham.com. You can reach me at synergytosoar@gmail.com. My company is OSBI Synergy Solutions Collaborative, and it's all about share and synergy. So come talk to me if you've got a question for anything. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. You can get me through Facebook. I'm at Sher Graham. I'll be able to help with anything I can, and we'll help make your dreams come true. But more importantly, we'll help you become a better you so that you can then pass on the legacy to other people.
All right. Have a good day. Let's level up. Let's level up.
Level up, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.